Hello, hello. I think everyone can see us. Okay, there we go. So I'm seeing a sign now. Hello, all. This is Mickey Wright. I'm really happy to be here this evening with my special guest. So I'll introduce them in just a few minutes, give you guys a little bit of time to come in. But I want to let you know that we are here to talk about profiting from from behind the chair, beyond the chair, through online courses. It's like there are so many opportunities that are out here available for us as beauty professionals, so we can increase our income. And I don't know about you guys, but anyone ready to make some money while you sleep? It's like I think that's a really exciting type of thing. So we love what we do during the day, but it's like if we can also generate some income during the evening, that might be awesome. And just using the things that we're already good at. So want to welcome you guys and tell you a little bit about the online course space. It's like you may or may not be familiar with it. You may have thought about, well, maybe I could turn this into a course. Or maybe, you've had people that are like, can I pick your brain? Or maybe, can I take you out for a coffee and pick your brain? It's like, this is an antidote or an extra thing that you can add, which, that question just automatically says it's like what you do and who you are has value, and so we want to be able to help you monetize that through online courses. And so I want to share with you these projections. So I want to make sure I get it right. But the industry projections for online education market is expected to reach a staggering 350,000. No, I'm getting that completely wrong. 350 billion. That's billion with a B revenue by 2025, which is only like a year and a half from now. So this is the time to think about getting started and learning what you need to learn. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. What do we need to know to get started in this great, resource that we all have access to? Everybody on here has a phone, and everybody has is on their phone all the time. So they might as well be on your course some of the time, right? So it's like by developing courses, webinars, workshops, all types of small businesses, including hair designers and other beauty pros, can generate substantial revenue. And like I said, enables you to create an additional revenue stream and get paid while you sleep. So I want to welcome my guest. Tori Allen is here with us tonight, as well as Dr. Jasmine Leigh-Morse. So I'll tell you about her to begin with Dr. Jasmine. She is an award winning author, speaker, educator, and founder of JLM Global Consulting LLC, which is a boutique communications and training firm. And she's actually known for her creative ability to deliver insightful course content, which she can really help us, engaging training, workshops, and all of that, as well as developing written content that engages readers and inspires hearers. And so her vast educational writing and expertise has allowed her to serve small business owners. She's on the faculty at Coppin State and Morgan State University. So woohoo. And she's a speech writer for two of President Obama's appointees. So quite impressive. So thank you, Dr. Jasmine. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you and your expertise.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, you're definitely welcome. And I will share about Tori Allen as well. It's like she is the founder and CEO of Brainchild Associates. Which is a full service marketing firm that has been in operation for over 17 years. I know you just celebrated an anniversary, so that is
Mhm.
incredible. So
Thank you.
congratulations. And while she's been leading Brainchild Associates, she's launched more than 100 products and services, including online courses, virtual conferences for clients. And she has recently launched, this is what's super of interest to me right now, is the Mastery Monetized program to help skilled experts turn their knowledge into profits by developing highly engaging and interactive online experiences that result in multiple revenue streams. So,
Hey.
yay. We are excited to be here with you and really, get to hear what it is we need to do and what it is that we need to know. It's like we may be proficient, behind the chair with our clients and helping, our clients to, maintain their hair, but also we may be online helping other professionals. There are so many opportunities for us. So, um, I guess if you guys want to have like a little bit of, intro of yourselves as well, and we'll jump right into our topic for tonight.
Sure, sure. So, I mean, as you kind of said much of my background, but I'm really, excited to have this conversation on the power and the profitability in online education as a whole, and we can kind of narrow it down more specifically to online courses. As you mentioned, I recently launched my Mastery Monetized program,
Mm-hmm.
which was kind of birthed out of the pandemic, when everything shut down and everyone had to turn on their devices, the phones, the laptop, the iPads, and had to, work virtually and collaboratively and remotely, and being able to go to live classes like, we've done in our entire lives.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of just became this thing of the past, and we kind of were thrust into this virtual future of accessing content. And I had already been working with a lot of my clients in this space for, probably 12 years out of the 17 years that I've been in business. But when the pandemic hit, that's when it became very real. And I realized that this is actually something that is super viable. If
Mm-hmm.
people have not yet tapped into that, $350 billion industry that you mentioned, this is the time to do so, And so, in coming to that realization, as God would have it, I would link up with, Dr. Jasmine, and as you mentioned, her credentials, her, with her strength and her expertise in creating, you know, um, curriculums and online content, among a myriad of things. She and I decided to join forces where we could actually help people kind of navigate that online education journey through online courses. And so, I'm excited to talk more about, what that entails and how we all can leverage it. And resources that are available, and answer questions and engage with the viewers, based on experiences that they may have already had as well. So thanks again for having me back on your platform, Nikki. I appreciate
Awesome.
it.
Yeah, awesome, Tori. We're always excited to hear what you have to share with us. And
Yes.
Dr. Jasmine, you as
Yes,
well.
thanks so much again for having us today. It's going to be a pleasure to have the conversation, as Tori has already stated. When I think back on my career, I have to say that part of, I guess I find the greatest joy is when I've been in the classroom teaching.
Mm.
And then when the pandemic happened, I was teaching adjunct on the faculty at Morgan State University. As I had been teaching since 2010, I was at Coppin State for many years, and then I transitioned to Morgan State University, my alma mater, to teach English courses. I decided, you know what? I'm going to make a pivot. I decided that I was not going to pursue going back into the classroom myself. And I decided to take advantage of the shift in the market and to focus on online education. And so this is not something that I have not shifted to myself. I myself have decided to take my expertise and bundle it in a course to deliver to those who are in my network and in my audience. And so I'm not championing something that I don't believe in. I have decided not to do the hustle and bustle of trying to get to my courses, to teach my classes at 5:30 in the evening for 3 hours a couple of times a week. I've decided to transition myself to the online space. And so I'm happy to share my thoughts on how to make those transitions and why it's so important now, because I'm able to reach far more people than I am just in a teaching a few classes per semester, versus I'm able to, span my bandwidth and reach people far beyond my reach at a university in Baltimore, where I'm able to reach people all across the country and just expand my community. And so
Yeah.
I'm happy to share. And so I think that everyone deserves to have that same platform, to have those same strategies in place in order to reach those who can expand their audiences as well.
Yeah, I love that because it is about, being able to create community, being able to have more reach than we can, any of us in our local area, because of the technology that exists today and because of the tools, and really being able to share and help people all across the world, literally, is an option. So it's like, I definitely appreciate that. And I definitely look forward to hear more about, the transitioning piece, because I know that's always the scary part.
Right.
And yeah, I just wanted to share a little bit as far as my background and why I'm excited about partnering with you guys, collaborating with you guys, to help more beauty professionals get involved in this online space. My experience has been as a hair designer. I've done a lot of things within that scope, and I started teaching platform artistry and teaching fairly early on in my career. So I've been doing it a really long time. And I got out of the industry from teaching the hair part and got back in and started teaching more of the business part. And so that was around 2008. And I introduced a course at that time, which included 3 books that I wrote. And one was a collaboration, but the other 2 I wrote fully. And it also had a training piece to it as well. So I think originally it was DVDs. So that dates us. It was all on, DVDs and the books, and I would teach in person, as I had been doing for many years. And, that helped so many people all across the country. I met a lot of people at hair shows and doing smaller venues, but a lot of national hair shows and that type of thing. And as time went on, probably 2012-ish, it started moving onto more online. Wasn't traveling as much. I wasn't really doing the DVDs or, shipping out and all that kind of good stuff. Everything transitioned to online, and that was a course called 90 Days to Wow. And it became named that from one of the results that it produced. One of the stylists who was struggling and thinking about getting out of the industry wanted some help, and the pieces that I had put together for her as far as the training helped her. And I lived on the East Coast, she lived on the West Coast. So there was no real interaction or me teaching her other than this course. And she ended up going from struggling to having a waiting list. She had gotten 176 new clients in
Nice.
a 6-month period. And she was over the moon, had a waiting list. She ended up opening a salon. She now has a product line. She's gone on to do all these amazing things, which started from, she had the seed, obviously, because she reached out and she wanted the support. She just didn't know exactly what to do. But it's like we have power by being able to share our knowledge to impact lives. And she'll reach a lot of people that I'll never know, kind of all this chain reaction. And so it's evolved. And that actually is something that I still do. I don't promote it a whole lot, but it still works. It's called Beauty Biz U now. And I also have my signature course of, the luxury business blueprint, and, just created another bundle for helping people with their prices, a quick and simple pricing bundle. And so, there's so many opportunities to help people with this arena. And so I want to help people take, all that knowledge that's in your head, not in your hair, but in your head, and transfer it to other people, so that you are creating another stream of revenue, which, again, going back to COVID, we saw a lot of people were like, oh my God, I can't go to the salon. What am I going to do? How am I going to feed my kids? How am I going to pay my bills? And it's like having some extra, streams of income can be very helpful. So thank you guys for just, giving me that opportunity to share about, why I'm so committed to this and excited about it. And I want to say to everybody here and anybody watching on the replay, it's like, definitely stay until the end, because we've got some special announcements, some things that we want to share with you. This is meant to be interactive, so we will be answering questions. So if you have questions, I don't know if you guys got to see the replay of the fabulous webinar that we did, but they dropped some gems. And it's like, if you haven't already, it's like it'll be coming down on Sunday. So if you haven't already, it's like, message me and I'll get you the link so that you can take a look at that. And if you have already watched it, if you have any questions, or if you have any questions as we go along, feel free to drop them in the comment section, and we'll hopefully be able to respond. Hopefully our technology is with us today. So yeah, let's say the extra prayer. So I want to kind of dive right into our conversation today and just get a sense from you both of what you think, what are the benefits for creating online courses for beauty professionals from you guys' standpoint? And I know, Tori, you have a lot of experience in the beauty industry, period. So what are your thoughts?
Well, from I've been working in the beauty industry on the marketing side probably for about 15 years. And one of the things that I've always marveled about was how the beauty industry really, honors and incorporates a tremendous amount of education. This is a very evolving industry where there's a lot of new techniques and new trends and new innovations and new technologies, and it's a lot of information sharing. So most of which, all for many of these years, all have in a live classroom, and now things are trending towards the virtual world. So, all of that same education now can live in the online space, especially, stylists, that have like a signature, whether it's a signature style or a signature technique, something where, lots of people are always asking you, how did you achieve that? How did you do that? This signature style or signature technique is so outstanding that, you have clients that are flying in from all different parts of the country, different parts of the world to, be blessed to sit in your chair, but for stylists that have that gift, you absolutely should be tapping in and leveraging online education if you are not already. Because at the end of the day, you could only accommodate so many people in your chair, right? So why limit your profit potential just solely and exclusively with those who can actually sit in your chair, when you can monetize that skill, that knowledge that you have within a virtual classroom and be able to make money while you sleep, as you said, Mickey, from people all over the world. You could have someone in South Africa that takes your class and they're able to, implement that and provide that to their clients. Or, if there's information, especially if you have products that you also sell, you now can leverage your knowledge to upsell your product. So, there's so many opportunities. You have people entering into the beauty space. You have a new generation of cosmetologists, and there's only but so much cosmetology school teaches. So, anyone who has any real world experience that they can impart on those that are coming into this industry and make some extra income, why not? This is an opportunity where you can leave no money left on the table, and then I would say even beyond that, online education in particular, especially when you're doing courses, it uniquely establishes you as an expert, as an authority. And when people see you as an expert and as an authority, they hold you in high regard. They take what you say very seriously, and they're able to build a relationship with you that encourages them to not only buy from you one time, but to buy from you on repeat. So if you can get the multitude of people that you can now reach worldwide to buy from you on repeat, as you said, Mickey, you started with one course and now you have a whole library of courses. And I'm sure a lot of the same people that bought one course, they registered for multiple courses that you have to offer. Right. And that was all based off that relationship from that one course. So it's just like, this is the opportunity where you can just make passive income on steroids. And it's just based off sharing the information that so it's great for those that have a signature style, great for those that may be looking at retiring, and they want, they want something to sustain them in retirement. They're not trying to be behind the chair forever. And great for those that, are looking to, teach some of the experiences that they've had to some of the junior technicians that are coming into the space.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's beautiful. It's like that touches on so many people for so many different levels.
Yes.
So yeah, thank you for that, Tori. And what about from your perspective, Dr. Jasmine?
You know what? When I was just speaking to someone, and I know I don't look like it, but I'm thinking about my retirement myself, right? Mm-hmm. And one of the things that I'm thinking about is that Wi-Fi money. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking about how I can begin to collect passive income without having to show up to trade my money for my time.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I think about that, one of the ways for me to leverage it is through online education. And likewise, just as Tori has already stated, when you think about retirement, when you think about your transition plan, one of the things that's going to help you is Wi-Fi money. And that means putting things in place to help you make money while you're asleep, make money while you're on vacation, make money while people are serving in your own salons. Perhaps there are some salon owners out there who want to help other people become salon owners. There's a course right there. Perhaps there is a person who has product and they want to teach other people how to develop their product, how to work with the chemist, how to work with the different industries, how to market their products. That's Wi-Fi money right there. That's a course. That is how you are going to leverage that transition plan, because none of us stay in careers forever. Eventually, there'll be a shift, and eventually there'll be a transition in the market regarding how we do business. And why not prepare yourself now? We talk about preparing for retirement. We talk about preparing for purchasing a home. We talk about all these things. Why not prepare to make that passive income? And one of the ways for me is online education. And that's one of the reasons why I even myself stepped out of the classroom, because I know what the market is saying. Even if I look at online education, when you even look at academia, it's becoming even more trendy to go to school online. So why wouldn't I align myself with what the market is saying? So for me, beauty professionals out there, we're putting this out there to you to help give you some level of awareness about what can be offered to you in order to help you transition or just add revenue to your already thriving businesses.
Wow. Yeah, I love that. And really looking at, like you say, looking at the marketplace, where are things going? What are the trends? And like you say, even in academia with colleges, it's like they're really jumping on board with an online trend. And like a lot of it started before COVID, but it really got accelerated during COVID. And so, yeah, absolutely. It's like I know a lot of people who are going to college remotely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so definitely. I think sometimes we're hesitant because sometimes we're comfortable, and sometimes it's like the technology scares us, and there are a lot of different things that keep us from like venturing into kind of dipping your toe into the water of what's going on right now. And this is definitely an area that we don't want to get left behind on. And it's like, I think, if we look, maybe 10 ish years back, maybe a few more, at YouTube. It's like, I know when I was really in the salon and really building my salon and spa, we were the experts. People came into the salon and said, "What do you think I should do, with my hair, with my makeup, with my clothing, all of these types of things." We were the beauty experts. And once YouTube started, it's like YouTube became the expert, and people came and sat in our chairs and said, "Well, YouTube said I should do such and such." And
Mm-hmm.
so this is a way for us to get on board as an early adopter and really make the statement that we want to make, and continue, like you were saying, Tori, our expert status, and really further that. And, for anybody who's looking at maybe brand deals and that type of thing, it can be a gateway into that as well. And you mentioned products, for people who have products, not only teaching other people how to make their own products and how to, put all the pieces together, because that definitely is a course. But you can use it as a marketing tool as well, to
Mm-hmm.
be able to introduce people to, your product line by sharing information with them. And it's like that's a really great way, because like you said earlier, it's like they continue to buy from you. It's like, oh, that's how you use that product. It's like, that's what I want to get some of that. And they continue not only to buy the products from you, but also the education. It's like, here's another latest technique, here's how you can do this, and more people are doing and wanting to do more hair care at home. And
Yep.
so there's definitely opportunity for us to lend our experience to that.
Yep.
And just briefly, one of the big things I'm really big on now is like lifestyle. Like, we love what we do behind the chair, but it can be physically, mentally, and emotionally exhausting. And so there's only so many people that we can do. and do well. We want to keep our creativity. We want to be able to service, the clients where they feel very valued. And if we look at, how do we have some time, away from the thing that we love to do to replenish and regroup, refill our own cup so that we have something to give. It's not working 12-hour days, 7 days a week. It's like we need to condense things down so that we're working fewer days, doing, fewer clients, still making our income that way, but also giving time and space to generate income on other levels, like creating an online course.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed. Yeah.
So let's, keep it moving, but two-pronged question. Why do you think that hairstylists and beauty professionals are not really diving into the space like we would like to see them do?
Well, it's a multitude of things. Resource constraints, as you said earlier, the fear of technology, especially with stylists, you're not already working necessarily day to day in an online world. You guys work primarily offline. So, and these technologies, they do change by the day. There's always, a new shiny object to explore. And, especially for those that don't work in the online space, it could be a bit overwhelming. But then, something else you also mentioned, Mickey, which is very real, is it's a genuine fear. When stylists that are used to working behind the chair, this is now something that can propel you in front of the chair to the forefront. And this might shake up your comfort zone, and a lot of people like to be comfortable. They don't like to be shaken up out of their comfort zone. They like to do what they do and continue to just do what they do, even though that thing that they do may not be completely fulfilling. That thing that they do may not fully bring them into their full potential. That thing that they've been doing for years may not really enable them to demonstrate their full value, and sometimes you just got to shake it up. You got to shake it up. You have to get over the fear. You have to, explore new things. You have to evolve. I always say, businesses that fail to adapt run the risk of getting left behind. And that's a very real thing. So you got to sometimes, you got to shake it off and push yourself to spread your wings, and this is something where online education absolutely does that. And the rewards that you get in exchange are tremendous. So yeah, I mean, those are some of the few ways, and there's a multitude of other reasons, but those are definitely a few that may hold people back from fully taking advantage of this opportunity that is available to them right now.
Yeah. I think those are such great points. And, just for anybody watching, I want you to think about, it's like, if we look 10 years in the future, do you feel like there'll be more technology or less?
Right.
It's going, like, whether we keep up with it or whether we want to move ahead. I actually have an aunt who's a baker, and she's really good and does it, professionally. And she, just like, I don't want the technology. I don't want to know about it, and really resistant.
Yeah.
Guess what? Her new oven came. It's all digital.
Yeah.
There's no dials to turn on, turn the temperature and all of that stuff. So we're on the phone, and she's like, I don't know how to turn this on. It's like, well, I can't see it. I don't know how to turn it on either. So it's like whether we want to or not.
Right.
So obviously she knows how to use it now. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah.
We have to continue to keep up with the way that the world is going. And it's definitely more technology. We're not going back.
Yeah.
So anybody that's like, I wish it was, 1985, it's like, not going to be 1985. So.
And it's accelerating rapidly. So, you got to really be nimble and try to leverage all that is available,
Absolutely. Absolutely. So Dr. Jasmine, any other things you want to add to, why you feel like we may not be, kind of leaping into this?
I think for some, it may be the case that they don't think that they're an educator, when in fact, we educate every day. Each of us are influencing someone else. We are doing things to help garner fellowship in ways. It might just be our family, it may be our peers, but some of us all have some level of educator in us. It is just, we're asking the beauty professionals to take it a step further, because they are too educators. They educate their clients, they educate their peers, they share information, but we're adding an extra layer when we're saying, hey, let's put your mastery in course and to help build your portfolio even more. So those things that you are sharing with people off the cuff, ideas, strategies, tips, tools, all those things that you might be sharing with your clients about how to care for their hair, or how to manage a hairstyle, or keep their hair growth, the length of their hair, or even to just keep a style. That is education.
Right.
And so now, why not leverage what you are already sharing for free, and then you can monetize what you've mastered. Monetize those things that people are asking you questions of for free. And then you can put it into some form of online course. But I think one of the chief things is people don't always view themselves as an educator. They say, oh, I'm not an educator, or I'm not a teacher. But when in fact we can learn. Teachers did not start out being a teacher. Many of them had many years of training in order to get there. And so that is where I come into play in that instructor training, through that instructor training lens, to give you tips, tools, and strategies to help you feel more comfortable and confident when you demo or launch your product for the world.
Right, right. Yeah, I think that self-image piece is so huge, that we see ourselves in a certain way. And, for the last many years, we've been hearing about influencers, and we really think of that, as online people who are, all in front of the camera. But I see hairstylists as we were the original influencers. It's like we are community leaders, it's like we are educators. It's like we help our clients, in a multitude of ways. And so there's such value in what we do and what we already have. Yeah. And when we can, get together with you and have you help us, put this into a way where we can share it, with ease and with confidence, that really changes the game. So it's like, I love that. And the flip side of my question is, there may be a few people out there who've already done their first class, done their first course, and they're like, I don't know how to do this. You know what I mean? They may have, lucked up on some success. They may have not had success. They may be wondering, should I pull back or should I move forward? What would you guys say to that person?
Well, we really encourage people to develop a full suite of service, a full curriculum, a full online education program, not just one course. So we are in the business of helping people flush out and make sense of all of their knowledge and put it down on paper or on a screen to help lay out what they have in order to determine what their next course could be. Because we're looking at curriculum, not just one course.
I love that.
Yeah. And I would just say, a lot of times people just kind of, it's kind of like, again, the shiny object syndrome, right? So you hear online course, okay, I'll do an online course, and, I'll just kind of whip something together and throw it out there and see what sticks, whereas, we when I'm working with my clients, I'm always working with them from a very strategic approach, so we actually create an online course plan, almost like a business plan before we create any modules, before we put up any course page, or before we start, just, running ads against anything. We want to put together a course. We want to make sure we fully understand how the information we have, how do we develop that information around specific challenges that the target audience you're trying to reach is dealing with. Are you really clear on what those challenges are? There's some things you might need to do, maybe put out some surveys, maybe ask some folks, what are some of the issues, or really assess a lot of the questions they may already come to you with and build a course around that. You really need to make sure you're putting that target audience in the forefront of your course development process first and foremost, and then from there, what kind of content can you create that is compelling, that's dynamic, that helps with the learning retention. A lot of times it's just a speaking head on a video camera, and people are tuned out, or they're doing a multitude of other things, and there's no incentive for them to really be engaged. So when you kind of take the time to put a plan before you take any action, that will enable that you really kind of set yourself up for more success, and you do things right the first time. So everything from creating your course around that knowledge to then also marketing. Maybe your audience for your course is not on TikTok, maybe they're on LinkedIn. What then becomes your LinkedIn strategy at that point? Or maybe they're not really in your online networks at all. Maybe you need to tap into other influencers or other industry experts and have them put you on. They've already built trust and credibility within their community. So when you get introduced to them, you get instant credibility because someone said you were great. So it's just like, these are some of the things that need to be kind of thought through. Maybe even before you kind of put out that course. So if you tried it the first time and you didn't necessarily set yourself up for the most success, then I would certainly recommend be putting a little bit more thought, a little bit more strategy behind it. And as Dr. Jasmine said, it's not about just creating one course, it's about creating an empire. So we just move on to the next.
Yeah, love that word, empire. That's what we want to build.
Indeed.
And then strategic. It's like, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
And what I want to do is just open it up. We've got a few folks on. It's like, if you have questions, comments, ahas, please drop them in the comment section. And there should be something there that says you'll give StreamYard permission. If you do that, I can see your name. If you don't, it's fine. But just, let us know, if what they're saying is resonating with you, and also any questions that you have, because that's why we're here. We're here to help you, be able to get things together in your mind, from how to transition. And we'll talk a little bit about that. But I definitely love the word strategic. And I think that's your zone of genius, Tori, to be able to help us create, what that actually looks like.
Yes.
Kind of big picture down to little picture, and putting it all into place. And then Dr. Jasmine is going to help us create some content and actually have it so that it's engaging. And it's like with you two, it's a really powerful combination. So it's like, I love that. And, it's like we're getting close to an actual training that you guys are doing. So it's like, I want to hear a little bit about that. And then I've got one more thing for us to kind of go through.
Okay.
But, yeah, any comments or anything, anybody, feel free to drop them in the comments. So you want to tell us a little bit about where we are with the training that's coming up? Because I know I'm super excited about it.
So we have a 5-day Build a Course Bootcamp that will be kicking off on next Monday, as a matter of fact. So as Mickey said, time's a ticking. It's coming around very soon. And it is a 5-day boot camp. It is 5 days because the goal for this boot camp is to make sure that you are fully equipped with a ready-made course concept and program. Okay, so Dr. Jasmine will teach the first 3 days of the training. I will come in on the back end of the training with the last 2 days. And our goal is to really make sure that you come out of this experience with a course concept or course structure that can then be implemented and launched. So, all of the guesswork, any fuzziness, if you're not quite, you've been in this industry for quite some time and there's a multitude of things that you can, teach a course around. You're not quite sure maybe where to start, what to say, how to structure it, who to target, all of these types of questions are what we intend to help you kind of unpack and think through so that you come out with a ready-made course that you ultimately can, then begin to implement and launch. So I'll let Dr. Jasmine kind of give you an overview of what she has in store, and then I'll come in on the back end on what I have in store on the latter part of the training.
Yes, thanks, Tori. So day one, we're jumping right in with vision, mission, values. What is your vision for your course? How will you begin to provide the value that people are looking for so they can keep coming back to you as a subject matter expert and or thought leader in your industry. More specifically on that very topic that you are instructing or teaching or facilitating, right? Determining what your focus will be. Some people are not quite sure. So we're going to be sharing some tips, tools, and strategies about how to hone in on your focus and to get that clarity you need to be able to deliver the content to your audience. And then on day 2, we're going to be determining and talking about instructional formats that fit your personality. You want to show up authentically. You don't want to show up as super professional if you're more laid back, because your audience is going to connect with you best if you are showing up as your authentic self. And then we're going to be talking about materials. What materials do you need to add value to the participant experience? Maybe it's a workbook. Maybe it's a guided, fillable digital download. Maybe it's a worksheet. Maybe it's a quiz. Maybe it's a poll during the session. So you want to figure out, and we're going to discuss some different materials that you can begin to use to help make it a dynamic experience for your audience. And then we'll close out day 2 talking about data, how you use data to help inform your decisions around your course. Maybe you need to add an additional slide. Maybe you need to survey to determine why people aren't completing the course. Maybe you want to use the data to talk about which sections are most popular in your course. What are people gravitating to more? We want to dance with the data and help you unpack how to use data to serve you and your analytics moving forward as you begin to build out your whole online education program. And then day 3, we're jumping right into that old school lesson planning, y'all. We're going to jump right into how you will begin to map out your lesson in ways that are engaging, empowering, and stick to the objective that you set out for your course. And so we're going to talk about also curriculum development, as well as how to just lesson plan in preparation for launching in 90 days or less. So Tori takes over at day 4 and she'll explain that to you.
All right. So day 4 arrives. And at that point, my goal is to really inspire you and get you all excited with all of the new dynamic tools to help you guys make your online course outstanding. So we're not talking about creating online courses where you all are just talking heads, right? We want to create online courses that are multifaceted, online courses that appeal to different learning preferences for your learners, and that are very interactive. So we're going to talk about different tools. We may talk about tools that that help you create group learning activities and exercises within your course, tools that maybe incorporate different, what they call gamification, now is a terminology where you may incorporate interactive games. You may create different case scenarios. So, if you're a stylist that specializes in hair loss, you may kind of create case scenarios of different client profiles that have different kind of hair loss issues. And then you may have to, kind of match them up with the issue that the hair loss, just different ways in which you can make your course more engaging, more dynamic, more compelling. So we're going to talk about all of the new developments that can help set your course experience apart from maybe others, in your industry that may already have online courses, but they're not doing what you're about to do. So that's what we're going to talk about. And then on day 5, we're going to talk about launching your course, right? So now that you come out of this boot camp with a fully fleshed out thought process of your course, what's the next step? Right? So I'm going to walk you through a 90-day launch plan of everything that you need to do step by step to ensure that when you are ready to launch your course, you can launch it like a boss. Like, this is what you do. So we're going to talk about what needs to happen 90 days out, from, beginning the stage of nurturing an audience for your course before you even put it out there, because you don't want to put something out there and it's crickets, right? So you want to begin to kind of seed and nurture the ground so that you can build a harvest of ready-made buyers once that course is ready to go. And we're going to talk about how to do that. 60 days in, we're going to talk about your process of making sure your online course infrastructure is set up properly. I'm going to talk about some tools and resources to help you with that infrastructure. We're going to talk about all the different marketing vehicles that you should consider for your course and how you need to make sure those are set up for success. Then we're going to go into the 30-day launch plan from 14 days, 7 days, and then your launch week. What does your launch week need to look like? So how do you pre-launch it? How, what's the kind of kickoff event before you kind of unleash it? So I'm going to break it down 90, 60, 30 days and on. And you would also, we also have some bonuses that will kind of further support you in that, which we'll talk about momentarily. But that's kind of what day 5 looks like. So again, you come out of this kind of with a fully developed voice, a fully developed vision for your course. You have your lesson plan in place. You have all of the dynamic, educational engagement in place, and you got your launch strategy in place. That's what you can expect to receive in this 5-day boot camp.
Wow. All I can say is wow, because it's like that's really taking you from A to Z.
Yes.
Because you need to have all of the course content and all of that kind of good stuff in place. How are you going to teach it? What's authentic to you? What's your topic? Narrowing that down, because sometimes that can be a whole job in and of itself. And then when you get into the marketing, and it's like in that 90-day plan, that's gold.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys have launched anything or done anything, and it's like, I've done things, but it's like I'm always a never stop learning person. How do we streamline this? How do we make it simpler?
Yes.
And, we talked about sometimes, you may have done something before, but it's like a lot of us just end up kind of winging it.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, does that cost.
Indeed.
Time, headaches, bumps on the head, all that kind of good stuff. And so I want to just say, it's like we definitely invite you to do this so you can stop winging it, or if you haven't even started, to really get off on a really solid foundation to launch into this, 21st century direction, and really kind of grab your slice of the pie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like I love all of that. So it's very, very thorough.
Yes.
And anything you guys want to add to that?
Well, we do have some registration bonuses that we have in place. And in addition to that, anyone who's tuning in to this broadcast and they make the wise decision to register for this boot camp, if they have not yet already successfully launched an online course, we do have an early bird discount for the course. And this is a live training, so I want to make sure everyone is very clear.
Okay.
That this is not a pre-recorded, far removed session. Jasmine and I, we are going hands in, real time with you over the course of this 5 days. That being said, we do understand that everyone may or may not, have the opportunity to, participate with us in real time on each of the days of training that this boot camp will take place. And this takes place around noontime Eastern Standard Time, all of next week, Monday through Friday. Because this is a live training, and we really encourage people as much as they possibly can to participate live. We do recognize, especially for, our stylists, that may be tough, especially when you already have clients that are booked up with you. So what we are willing to do, we do charge an upcharge if you want access to the replays. But for Mickey's tribe and Mickey's community of stylists, we are very sensitive to your time, and we want to make sure that there's no barrier that is prohibiting you from taking advantage of the information that we have to offer. So we are waiving that replay fee so that, when you can participate with us live, you can jump in with us. And in any event, there are days when you cannot participate live, you will have full access to all of the replays, which you can continuously, revisit forever long, so you will have access to those replays. And of course, any questions that you may have, you will also be able to communicate with Dr. Jasmine and I, as well as, if you're not able to make a class and there's a specific question you have about your course, we will also still be very much so available to address your questions as well. So there will be no additional charge to you for those replays. Plus, you get the live training that we're offering. Plus, we have some additional bonuses. I'm going to let Jasmine kick off what those additional bonuses are, but we will provide all of this to you. All of these discounts, all of these bonuses, waiving the cost of the replays for those who are tuning into this broadcast, if you do register and you register by this Saturday, July 8th. So if you register by July 8th, everything that we share in this presentation, you will have complete and full access to. So definitely wanted to share that with you guys. So this is an opportunity that you definitely take advantage of and you don't miss out.
Yeah, that's phenomenal, because, I definitely appreciate you giving that as an option, because, it is sometimes difficult when you've got clients with standing appointments and that type of things to be able to shuffle your appointments.
Yeah.
And, that's a phenomenal and very generous offer. So we appreciate that. And at the same time, for my beauty pros, if you are able to, kind of switch this person a little earlier, this one a little later, or what have you, so that you can attend live, you've got a little bit more than a week or so for those end of the week appointments. But it'll start on Monday, which is the 10th, and go all the way through Friday from 12 till about 1:30. Is that actually?
About 1:30. It's about an hour and a half per day.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So if you can block that little time, through next week, it's just 1 week out of your life. But if you can't, we've got you covered. If you can, we'd love to have you there live, because they'll be there live.
Absolutely.
Isn't pre-recorded. It isn't an online course, except that it's online, but it's actually being given live. So you can ask your questions in real time and get real answers, and you can see their pros. They know what they're talking about, and they're happy to help you.
Indeed.
So, Dr. Jasmine, you want to tell us about the bonuses?
Yes. And as an added bonus, we have 3 bonuses. How about that? Say 1,
wow.
2, 3. 3 bonuses for you. And we have our first bonus is the online course development checklist. Basically, everything you need to be able to develop that content to make sure that you have everything in place prior to launch. And then we have a lesson plan template. And from there, we are offering you a 90-day launch plan checklist. So if you register when you register by Saturday, right?
Yep.
And you start the course on Monday, you should anticipate having in your mind some ideas in order to launch, in order to start this process. And then by the end of the week, you should be able to launch your course in 90 days or less, based upon all the information that we will be sharing with you. And then why not have your concept in mind, so you can get real time, real answers live, get in the hot seat, and let's talk about your course so that you will be able to launch in 90 days or less. So we got 3 bonuses: an online course development checklist, a lesson plan template, and a 90-day launch plan checklist. Won't you join us? We're looking forward to you registering.
Yeah, I love that. That's phenomenal. It's like 3 bonuses plus, the replays at no cost. So that's phenomenal.
Yeah.
So considerable value. And I want to let you guys know, everybody who's watching, I think I've tried to drop the link into every place that we're showing right now. So we'll pray that it all works. But if you can let us know if you can see it and access it, you can go ahead and get started signing up right away.
Right away.
Make sure that you have a space, make sure you're all in, and get you ready for Monday. So I'm excited about this. And like they said, it'll be available until Saturday for the special where the replays will be included. And I'm hoping no one will miss that, because that's too good of an incentive to go ahead and get it done.
Yeah.
But if they do, it's like, what's the drop dead cutoff if there's any stragglers?
Well, again, everything we shared is available. is available through, all of the bonuses, the exclusive discount on the registration, plus the free replays, all of which is available, when you register, right now, today. But then, we will give you through Saturday. Again, class starts on Monday. So, time is of the essence. So, we can get ready and really dig in and do what we need to do to help you guys, monetize your mastery. This is the time, and you don't need to hold back any longer. There's no, you don't have to be worried about what to do and how to do it. You don't have to be fearful of technology. You don't have to be fearful of not really knowing what your unique voice is or what you bring uniquely to the table that you can monetize. All of that will be covered. And you have the benefit of two folks that have been doing this for quite some time that could hold your hand through the process so that you come out of this fully empowered and fully ready to tap into that, what do we say, $350 billion industry by 2025. So this is your time to get that slice, and we are here to help you make that happen. We want to make sure that happens for you. So yes.
Yeah. All I can say is, kind of sign up and join the best, because it's like you want someone to walk you through. It's like, I know when I started my career and, as a hairstylist, I was like, okay, if someone else has already bumped their head, then why do I need to bump mine? It's like, let me find someone who can guide me in the direction that I want to go.
Yes.
And, partner up with them, learn all that I can and have them be a resource for me so I don't have to bump my head,
Indeed.
And it really was, one of the best decisions, because it's like it really helped propel me forward so much faster. And I think that's the difference between trying to wing it, trying to figure it out. It's like, oh, I can figure it out. I can go on YouTube and piece together some things. You can't do what these ladies are doing on YouTube, piecing it together. It's like they're telling you a whole curriculum laid out to help you step by step by step. Hold your hand, make sure that you don't miss any T's that need to be crossed or I's that need to be dotted, and really give you the structure that you need to be successful. And then when we add that marketing piece, it's like the sky's the limit. So I encourage you, if you've thought about it, go ahead and jump in. It won't get any better than this. And if you haven't thought about it, but we're sparking your interest, it's like, take the leap, take the course and see, get a really good feel for what needs to happen and what it takes. Because it may be a lot easier, a lot better than what you're imagining in your mind. Because a lot of times, our fear will create stories. And especially as creative people, I find we can create some serious stories. And it's like they don't have any foundation in truth. And so find out, by going through the course and making sure that this is, that all the steps. And it's like, oh, okay, I can do that. And for me, those words are something that helped me spring to the next level. It's like, I could do that. I might need more training. I might need more support. I might, have a little ways to go before I get there, but I could do it. And it's like, with this support, you can do it. Yeah. So our last question was really around, how people can differentiate themselves. And you've kind of already answered that, but if there's anything else that you want to add to it, and also any questions that you guys have, feel free to drop them in now. It's like, I think our technology, I don't know that I'm seeing everything from Facebook for some reason. And I'm on my phone. So it's like, if it looks like I'm looking down and not paying attention, I am paying attention, but I'm looking down on my phone to see about you guys' comments. So I say hi to everybody. Thank you for being here. And I appreciate your comments and everything. But if you can let me know that you can, comment now, or if you have any questions before we wrap everything up, I would appreciate it. And so you guys, any parting words or anything with that one little question I was kind of laying out there, differentiating themselves?
My last comment really is, nobody can do what you do, how you do it, right? There may be people out there who do the same things, use the same techniques, have a similar strategy, but nobody does it like you. Nobody's going to show up as you. You have your own audience, your own community. People who are assigned to be your tribe will be your tribe. And so I don't want people to get hung up on they're already doing that, or there's enough content out there on a topic that I'm focused on. Nobody can do what you do, how you do it. So that's my parting words, and I look forward to seeing everyone on July 10th.
Indeed.
Cool. Yeah, thank you. Sorry about that. But yes, it's like so well stated. It's like you are the only you that there is, and it's like the way that you do it, the style that you present it, your personality, all of those things contribute to whether people want to learn from you or the other person. And sometimes it's all, and sometimes it's both. Because everybody is learning. I heard a comparison because people were like, oh, well, I don't know if I want to go in that space because there's already someone doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, when was the last time you met someone and they just bought one diet book?
Mm-hmm.
They buy multiple diet books. It's like, oh, I want to check out Atkins, and I want to check out keto, and I want to check out this, and I want to check out that. Because they want to find a way to get the niche that's theirs.
Yeah.
And you're that. So thank you for that, Dr. Jasmine. Tori?
Yeah, I mean, in addition to what Dr. Jasmine shared is, and we get the question oftentimes, well, how do I stand out, because, perhaps the information that you have to share is maybe information that has been shared by others, so, I mean, not everything that's being put out there is rocket science or something that hasn't been presented before. But as Dr. Jasmine said, nobody does things how you do it, right? So part of what we will help you to develop is, develop your unique experience. Sometimes it's not just the information itself, but it's the experience that one can obtain through your online course that they may not get through someone else's online course, and a lot of that are some of the tricks of the trades that we will share with you on how you set your experience apart from others, as opposed to creating a course, for example, as opposed to creating a course where you're just kind of spewing all the information. You may create in a course where you have your students turn the camera on themselves. Now they have to show you how they learn the technique that you showed them so that you can assess and evaluate how they retain the information that you shared and give them real-time feedback. Essentially, it's a virtual hands-on class. That might not be something that the other stylist did in her class, but that type of experience is what can set you apart and what can make your class all the more valuable, right? So these are the types of things that, we'll talk about, how do you set yourself apart? It may not just be through the topic. It can be very well through that experience. And even on the experience end, it may not just necessarily need to be all you that shares the information. Maybe other experts that you can align with. You all can take different pieces of this lesson. You all can attack it from different perspectives and different angles. It doesn't always have to just be you to bring forth a dynamic duo, trio, or a group of people that are coming to bring in the best of the best minds. People will sign up just for that diverse level of thought leadership. So again, these are ways you can stand out in addition to bringing your special sauce to the table. So, don't let that stop you. Don't let that stop you from moving forward and exploring how you can make your footprint, leave an impression. This is where we come in. This is where we help you. This is what this is all about.
Awesome. Yeah, I love that because I think it's really critical to look at it from that perspective. That it is, the unique way and the experience that you're creating that's creating that desire for them to be involved with it.
That's really what can build that tribe. It's
Right.
the experience that you give people. It's not always just the information in and
Right.
of itself.
Absolutely.
That's what will get them to continuously register for your courses, not just this one, but for the multitude of courses that's a part of your empire.
Right.
Because that experience that you give, they know when you teach a class, it's going to be valuable. It's going to be something that they can implement in their salons or wherever, even if it's not even salon based. We are multidimensional people. We are experts and savvy in other areas beyond just what we do for a living. So I don't even want people to just be so limited in their thought process that it has to be hair care based. It does not have to be hair care based. If you are proficient in health and fitness, if you're proficient in stress management, as Mickey said, being a stylist is not for the faint of heart. There's a lot that comes with it. And if you've been able to master ways where you can be your best self and show up as your best self each and every time, where others may struggle, that could be your online course. So it doesn't have to always be hair care based. So, but, again, just kind of tapping into the different ways where you can just bring the best of you and then create an experience around it. Essentially, that really can be all that it's about.
Yeah, definitely. It's like, look to what are the things that you have a talent for that may or may not be related to what you do for a living.
Yeah, may not. Yeah, may not.
We have a question, so I want to show that. And then I also wanted to have us make a suggestion, if I can, before we wrap everything up.
Okay.
But our question is, how important is video content to you guys as far as the course content? Will that be discussed?
You want to take that, Jasmine, or you want me to take that?
Yeah, that will be discussed. We're going to be talking about it mainly at a high level. But when we start to map out your lesson plan, we will talk about what that video content looks like. Some people will love to do pre-recorded content, right? And we'll be talking about that. But we'll also be talking about those who show up best in a live setting. This live setting, which we're in right now, might be the best option for some people. So we will be talking a little bit about video content.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that. It's like, thank you for the question, Chrissy. And I hope that answers your question. And, it's like, if you have any further questions, definitely let us know. And, I wanted to share for anybody who may be like, this sounds really good, really cool, but I'm not sure what I would do, any content around. What would my course be about? I don't know yet. One, they're going to help you with that. So you don't have to come in with it all laid out or what have you. But if you are looking for ideas, two things. One, to look at your frequently asked questions. What are the people sitting in your chair asking you week after week, day after day? It's like, oh, my hair's breaking in the wintertime. What are some tips that you can do? Oh, it's summertime and my hair is frizzing. And, you have clients that are going out and they're coming back and they still look great. What are some of these things that are coming up over and over again that you may be able to help not only your clients, not only your potential clients, but people all over, your city, the country, the world, any of those types of things. So use that as maybe like a starting point. And the other thing is, you brought to mind, Tori, when you were talking about other talents, it's like there are, especially during COVID, it's like I saw a lot of stylists pivot. It's like some of us are good cooks, it's like, and it's like, cooking something might be, the way that you want to do a course, because there's a lot of people who are challenged with cooking.
Yeah.
There may be working moms. How do you prepare meals that are healthy for your kids when you're a working mom and you're busy? There's like kind of all these different talents that we have that there may be like a way to kind of hone in. And I know they'll help you hone in on that during the boot camp, but just some thoughts to give. And I think I may have seen Rhonda out there, and she's a gardener, and she's doing some amazing things. And so, there may be just some natural things that may not come out of what we do on a daily basis to earn our living that may be really, a great direction to go in.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I am going to try to, oh, wait a minute. I have a new comment here. It looks like I can only see from YouTube. So I'm going to try to pop onto my Facebook page. Oh, okay. Chrissy said, thank you so much for that. Great point, Jasmine. So awesome. And Radiance by Ratilla. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing your name right. Ratilla Salon and Mini Spa. She's signing up. So yay. We're excited to have you join us. So I can only see the ones on YouTube for some reason tonight. But I'm going to check my phone to see if we have any questions or anything before we depart. But any things that you guys want to share as we wrap up?
Well, again, for those that may have just tuned in, we are here to present an opportunity for everyone to participate in our upcoming 5-day Build a Course Bootcamp, which starts on July 10th through the 14th. Class starts promptly at noon, and it'll be right around an hour and a half. We are providing an exclusive discount to all those that are tuning in live right now. In addition, the cost for replays have been waived for all those that are tuning in now. And we have 3 sign-up bonuses, including a lesson plan template, an online course checklist, and our 90-day launch plan checklist. So all of which are all included in addition to the training, which really just is enough all by itself, to be honest. But you will get access to all of that when you register today through Saturday, July 8th. So take advantage of this while you can. And that's it. Again, class starts promptly Monday on July 10th. Mickey, thanks again for allowing Dr. Jasmine and I to return to your platform and talk to your tribe, to your community in regards to this opportunity to tap into online education if they haven't already done so. And, as many of the points that we've already made, just to kind of echo some key things, is that you could only monetize but so much in your chair, right? So why limit your profit potential with just those you can service in your chair? You can reach 100 people all at the same time who register for your online class in this arena. You cannot service 100 clients in your chair all at the same time, but you can with the online course. And not only that, but you can reach 100 people all over the world, so people who want to learn what it is that you are willing to share and teach. The profit potential is limitless. So, this is an opportunity to tap in. And as we shared, if you don't necessarily have a clear path on how to do that, this is what we're here to help you establish. So thank you again. And I look forward to a great 5 days of training for all those who do decide to sign up.
Thank you. It's like, I'm so glad that you guys are here. So anything from you, Dr. Jasmine? I know we're
No, I won't belabor the point. I just look forward to you all taking advantage of this opportunity. We wouldn't want you to, let this pass you by and you wish you had. So instead of wishing, just go in and click the link and sign up. And we look forward to talking with you soon.
Yeah, and for anyone who's watching and can't get to the link or what have you, it's bit.ly Mickey Wright, and I'll spell it out for you. Just MIKIWRIGHT Bootcamp.
Yeah.
No dots, no dashes, just Mickey Wright, and just one K, guys. MIKIWRIGHT Bootcamp. And it's bit.ly in front of that. So just, if you can get your bit.ly and write my name in the bootcamp, then you're in. And the link is, I think, in all the places. I'm going to double check. It was not working for me to go back onto Facebook without the noise coming. And so I apologize for that. But I will be on there. And if you have any questions, if you're seeing this on a replay, feel free to drop your questions and I'll keep an eye on everything and make sure that you get your questions answered. So I want to thank you guys for taking time out of your evening to join us. I want to thank you, Tori Allen, and I want to thank you, Dr. Jasmine, for being here. We so appreciate, all of your expertise, everything that you've been so generously sharing, and I can't wait for Monday. So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys on Monday in the boot camp, and I will, like I said, be available to answer any questions or anything that you may have in the next couple days. So jump on it right now, just like Radiance by Ratilla Salon and Mini Spa did, and get your space. And we will, like she said, have this available until Saturday. So jump on it, get your replays just in case anything, you know, life can happen.
Yeah.
You intend to catch it live, but you can't. You don't want to have to spend more for the replay. So get that extra bonus. So that's like 4 bonuses. So jump on it, and let's really look forward to hearing you guys' success stories as far as being online course creators as well. So thank you so much. Everyone have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you next Monday.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Thank you.